Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss this chapter algebraic expressions and identities. So let's get started. First of all, we have to know what are algebraic expressions. Algebraic expressions are mainly the expressions made of variables like x, y, x squared, y squared, etc. Let me give you an example. Some example like 3x, 4x, x cubed, x squared. These are all algebraic expressions that contain variables like x, x squared, x cubed, y, right? Now, what is term? Term is this is the in the algebraic expressions you will find some variables, okay, and also some constant as well, okay. Each and every variable and constants are called terms, okay. It can be a variable, it can be a constant, it can be a product of variable and constant, okay. Like if I split the term 3x squared, I will get 3 into x, so it is the product of constant 3 and the variable x, right? So here 4a squared b, it is a term, it is a product of 4 into a into b, okay. So that contains constant also 4 and variables also a and b, right? So 3x squared, 4a squared b, these are all terms of different algebraic expressions, okay. Now what are coefficients? What are coefficients? Coefficients are mainly the most simply speaking, these are the numbers that are written before each term of the algebraic expression, okay. Coefficients are mainly the numbers that are written before each term of algebraic expressions. As you can see over here, 2x squared plus 4x plus 4, it is algebraic expressions. So before x squared, what is the number written over here? 2. Before x, what is the number over here? 4, right? So 2, 4, these are all coefficients of the algebraic expressions, 2x squared plus 4x plus 4. Okay, so here you can see I have just assigned the coefficient of x squared and x. Coefficient of x squared is 2 and coefficient of x is 4, right? Now we will have to learn what are like terms and what are unlike terms. Like terms are those terms which have same variable and with the same power, okay. Like 7x minus 3x, these are like terms. 30xy, 3xy, these are like terms. 4 and 8, these are like terms. In each of these pair of like terms, you can see that the expression, the variable is same. Here x and x, here xy and xy, right? Here constant and constant. So variables are same and the powers of those variables are also same, okay. So here the power of x is 1, here the power of x is 1, here xy has the power 1, here xy has the power 1. So when we will find some terms which have the same variables with the same power are called like terms, otherwise they are unlike terms. Like 4x and 40xy, they are unlike terms because here the variable is x, here the variable is xy, x and y, right? So variables are different, so they are unlike terms. 4x and 40xy are unlike terms, right? So let's go to the next topic. Okay. So now we will have to learn what are polynomial and what are polynomial and monomial. Polynomials are mainly algebraic expressions with more than one term, right? Algebraic expressions with more than one term are called polynomial, and algebraic expression containing only one term is called monomial, right? So here you can see x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3xy plus y squared. It is a polynomial because we can see here different variables are connected. X cube are there, x cube, x square, xy, y square, all the different types of variables are present here in this polynomial expression. Whereas in case of monomial, only one term is present. 3xy is an example of monomial. 4x is an example of monomial. Root 3x square is an example of monomial. That contains only one term. Okay. But here you can see so many terms are there in this polynomial expressions. Okay. So these are basically polynomial and monomial. Now here you can see polynomial in one variable. it is possible that you will find a polynomial that contains only one variable, right? So x to the power 5 plus 3x to the power 4. It is a polynomial because it contains more than one term. It is one term, this is another term. So more than one terms are there, but only one type of variable is there, that is x. Here also 4x cubed plus 3x squared. X is present only one type of variable, but it is a polynomial. So that's why they are under the category of polynomial in one variable. Now polynomials in many variables. When you will find polynomials which contain different variables, like here 3x squared y plus 4xy squared plus y cubed. Here it is a polynomial for sure, and it contains different variables. Like in the first term the variable is x squared y, in the second term variable is xy squared, and third term variable is y cubed. So different types of variables are connected in this polynomial expression. That's why it is called polynomial with more than one variable. Right. Now what is degree of polynomial? It is very important topic of polynomial expressions. Degree of polynomial is basically the largest exponent or the largest power of a variable in an algebraic expressions. In an algebraic expression you will find variables, right? So you will have to search what is the largest power of the variable that is present in that expression. That largest power will be the degree of that polynomial. Like 3x squared plus 5x plus 3. Here 3 terms you can find in this expression. 3x squared is the first term, 5x is the second term, and 3 is the third term. So what is the largest power of x? 2. In the first term, 2 is the largest power of x because it is x squared, x to the power 2. So largest power of x is 2. Here the power of x is 1, so obviously this is the largest power. So degree of the polynomial will be 2. Here 4x to the power 6 plus x plus 3, obviously degree of the polynomial is going to be 6, right? So let's go to the next topic. Now we will discuss about the addition of polynomial, how we can add the different types of polynomial expressions. So let's come to the expressions, addition of polynomials one by one. So first of all, you see that to add the algebraic expressions, we will have to first write the algebraic expressions one after another in such a way that the variables are positioned in the same column. Okay, so here you can see there are 3 algebraic expressions I have taken: 7x squared minus 4xy plus 8y squared, 4x squared plus 3xy plus 3y squared, minus 3x squared plus 6y squared minus 7y squared, plus 6xy minus 7y squared. So I have placed all the similar kind of variables in the same column. You see 7x squared, 4x squared, 3x squared in the same column, 4xy, 3xy, 6xy in the same column, 8y squared, 3y squared minus 7y squared in the same column. After you place all the different variables in the suitable positions, that means in a particular column same type of variables must have to be present. Okay, same type of variables must have to be present in the same column. So after arranging the algebraic expressions in such a way that the variables, similar type of variables are in the same line, are in the same column, then you add the algebraic expression and finally you will get the result. Okay, so here you can see 7 plus 4, 11, 11 minus 3, 8. Here also minus 4 plus 3, that means minus 1 plus 6 plus 5. Here it is 8 plus 3, 11, 11 minus 7, 4. Okay, so 8x squared plus 5xy and 4 plus 4y squared is the result of this addition of the polynomial expressions. Now, how do we subtract the polynomials from one another? So we will have to go stepwise to learn this concept of subtraction of polynomial. So first of all, we will have to arrange the polynomials in the same way as we arranged in case of addition. That means the similar kind of variables will be in the same line. But here we will have to be careful in a particular aspect, that the polynomial from which we have to subtract is written on the top. the polynomial from which we have to subtract is written on the top, and the polynomial that is to be subtracted is written below. So two important things: the polynomial from which we have to subtract is written on the top, and the polynomial to be subtracted is written below. After that, the polynomial which has been written in the below side, in the downside, we have to change the sign of the terms of that polynomial expression which is written below. Okay, we will have to change the sign of the terms of the polynomial which is written below. After doing this, we will have to subtract it successfully, and we will have to get the result. Here you can see I have subtracted the polynomial minus 9x minus 7z from minus 3x minus 4z. So that's why minus 3x minus 4z is written on the top, and minus 9x minus 7z has been written in the downside. Since it is the polynomial that is written in the downside, I have changed the sign of each and every term. So minus becomes plus, here minus becomes plus. So plus 9x minus 3, so it will be plus 6x, plus 7z minus 4z, it has been plus 3z. Okay, so in this way here also you can see I have changed the sign of the downside expression terms, and I have finally subtracted, and I have got this result minus 2m square minus 6 minus 6m. Okay, so this is the way to subtract the polynomials from one expression, subtract the polynomials and get the result. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. Okay, multiplication of polynomials. It is very important. Multiplication, how do we multiply the polynomial expressions? It's very easy. First of all, we will start from the simple topic, monomial by monomial. We will multiply monomial expression with the monomial expression. So here x square into x cube. So x square means x into x, x cube means x into x into x, 3 times. Okay, so total how many times you have written x? 5 times, so it equals 5. So basically we are adding the powers. We have already learned this topic in the previous chapter of maths, that in case of multiplication the powers are added up, right? So here you can see the powers are being added up. The powers of x is 2, here the power of x is 3, so we are adding up these powers, 3 plus 2, 5. Okay, so here also you can see 8x square y into 4x cube y square. So it will be 8 into 4, that means 32, x square into x cube, that means x to the power 5, y into y square, that means y cube. That means we will have to multiply in the simplest way, keeping the thing in mind that in case of multiplication, the powers of similar kind of variables will be added up. Here x square into x cube, so they are similar kind of variables, the powers are being added up. X square into x cube means x to the power 5. Similarly, y into y square means y to the power 3. Y into y square means y to the power 3. Okay. Similarly, we can do the same thing for monomial by a binomial. Here we are multiplying monomial by binomial, right? 3x plus y into 3x. 3x is a monomial, 3x plus y is a binomial, right? Containing 2 terms. Binomial means containing 2 terms. Binomial contains 2 terms, 3x and y. 2 terms. So here 3x into 3x, that means 9x square, and 3x into y, that means 3xy. Similarly here also. So you can do this type of multiplication in 2 ways, either in this format or in this format. 3x into 3x plus y, 3x into 3x plus y. So 3x into 3x plus 3x into y, that is 9x square. 3x into 3x, 9x square, and 3x into y, 3xy. Okay. So either you can do in this style or you can do in this way also. Whenever you are doing the multiplication of a monomial by a binomial. Clear? Now we will discuss about polynomial by a multiplication of polynomial by a monomial. Okay, so here you can see that we are actually multiplying x cube plus 7x square plus 4x plus 3 by 2x square. So this first expression, x cube plus 7x square minus 4x plus 3, it is a polynomial, and I am multiplying this polynomial with the monomial 2x square. So each and every term of the polynomial has to be multiplied with the term 2x square. Okay, so it will be 2x to the power 5, 2x square into 7x square, so it will be 7, it will be 14x to the power 4. Similarly, 2x square minus 4x, and that will give you minus 8x cube, and 2x square into 3, 6x square. Okay, similarly we can multiply our trinomial by a binomial. Trinomial like x square plus 2xy plus minus 3y, and binomial like x square minus y square. So in this case, what we have to do, first we have to multiply this x square with the whole term, then we have to multiply y square with the whole term, okay, minus y square with the whole term, then we will have to add the two results. So first of all, whenever we are multiplying the trinomial by a binomial, each term of the binomial will have to be multiplied with the trinomial. So here x square will be multiplied with each term of the polynomial or trinomial, and then minus y square will be multiplied with each term of the trinomial. Then we will have to add the result, and ultimately we will get the overall multiplication result of these two. So multiplication by x square will give us x square into x square x4, x square into 2xy 2x cube into y, x square into minus 3y minus 3x square y. Similarly, multiplication by y square minus y square will give us minus y square into x square minus x square y square, minus y square into 2xy minus 2xy cube, and minus y square into minus 3y cube. So if we add these first result and second result, we will get the overall result of the multiplication, that is x4 plus 2xy minus 3xy minus xy square minus 2y cube plus 3y square. Okay, so this will give you the overall result. So in this way we will have to multiply trinomial and a binomial. So let's go to the next topic. So it is the division. In case of division, the same type of tactics we will have to follow, but here the powers, whenever we are going for division, the powers has to be subtracted from one another. Like a to the power 6 divided by a to the power 3 will give us, a to the power 6 means 6 times of a multiplication, and a to the power 3 means 3 times of a multiplication. So if I go for the cancel out process, then I will get 3a cancels out, so a into a, that means a cube. Or we can do one thing, that whenever we are dividing two terms, we know that the powers are subtracted. So here you can see the powers are being subtracted. So a to the power 6 by a to the power 3 will give us a to the power 6 minus 3, and that will give us a to the power 3. Okay. So in case of division, what we do actually, in case of division of polynomial by a monomial, we follow the steps like step 1. In step 1, polynomial has to be split up into separate terms, then each term is divided by the monomial, and ultimately we get the result by adding the quotient. Like if we divide 32x to the power 4 y cube divided by minus 8x square y, so this will give it 32 by 8, that means minus 4, 32 by minus 8 minus 4, x to the power 4 by x square, so x square, y cube divided by y, and it will give you y square. Okay, so in this way we will have to divide the different polynomial expressions or different algebraic expressions by another algebraic expressions. Okay, so now here you can see in this example, basically we are actually dividing 32x to the power 4 y cube minus 16x cube y4 by the term minus 8x square y. So first term of this expression has to be divided by minus 8x square y. Then the second term minus 16x cube y4 has to be divided by minus 8x square y. So separately we are dividing the two terms with minus 8x square y. So 32x4 y cube divided by minus 8x square y. Similarly minus 16x cube y4 divided by minus 8x square y. So first one will give us the result minus 4x square y square. Second one will give us the result 2xy cube. So the ultimate result of the division will be minus 4x square y square plus 2xy cube. because in the step 3 you can see over here that in the step 3 it has been clearly written in the instruction that we will have to add the quotient. Okay, after dividing each term separately we will have to add the quotient. So this is the quotient of the first, this is the quotient of the second division. So we are adding these two up, and we are getting minus 4x square y square plus 2xy cube, minus 4x square y square plus 2xy cube. Now division of polynomial by a polynomial. Okay, so when we divide the polynomial by another polynomial, how we can get the quotient? So here you can see we are dividing minus 5 minus 7a plus 6a square by 2a plus 1. Okay, so first of all, in this case of division, whenever both the two terms, that means both the divisor and the dividend are polynomial expressions, in that case what we have to do, first we have to arrange the divisor and the dividend in descending order of their powers. First we will have to arrange the divisor and the dividend in descending order of their powers. Okay, so in the second step, each step of the division sign change is required to cancel out the similar terms, and in the third step continue the process of division till we get the remainder 0. So here you can see this division, this expression divided by 2a plus 1. So first we will have to arrange this expression in descending order of their powers, according to the step 1 rule. So it has to be 6a square minus 7a minus 5. So I have written here 6a square minus 7a minus 5, and this is being divided by 2a plus 1. So it is 2a plus 1. So in the first step 2a plus 1, in the first step I am writing 3a. So 3a into 2a 6a square, and 3a into 1 3a. So then a line, then we will have to follow the second step, that each step of division sign change is required. So I have made the sign change of the denominator part. So it will be minus 6a square and it will be minus 3a. So minus 6a square plus 6a square cancel out, minus 3a minus 7a minus 10a, right, and minus 5 will come down. Now if I keep minus 5, it will give us the remainder 0, because minus 5 into 2a will give us minus 10a, and minus 5 into 1 will give us minus 5, and after the sign change each term will be cancelled out and we will get the remainder 0. So what is the ultimate result of our division? This is the ultimate result of our division. This is called quotient, and the quotient is coming as 3a minus 5. So the result of the division is 3 minus 5, and that is called the quotient of the division, right? So in this way we will have to divide a polynomial expression by another polynomial expression, because here it is also a polynomial expression 6a square minus 7a minus 5, and it is also a polynomial expression 2a plus 1. Okay, now some identity or some algebraic expression rule we will have to know. Okay, identity means, identity expressions are those expressions whose value would not change, doesn't matter what is the value of x. Suppose if I give you example like 3x plus 5 equals to 20. This is the algebraic expression. So this expression is true if the value of x equals to 5. If you put value of x equals to 5, then only the equation will be satisfied, because 3 into 5, after putting the x value 5, what we get? 3 into 5 means 15, 15 plus 5, 20, right? And right side you can see 20 is there. So left side and right side part are becoming equal, right? So this equation 3x plus 5 equals to 20, this equation is satisfied for only one value of x, that is x equals to 5. These are not identity. Okay, identity means those kind of algebraic expressions which is satisfied for every value of x, like 5x plus 3x equals to 8x. 5x plus 3x equals to 8x. Doesn't matter what is the value that you are trying to put here in this expression. This equations will be satisfied for each and every value of x. Suppose you are putting x equals to 1. So 5 plus 3, 8. If you put x equals to 2, so 5 into 2, 10. 3 into 2, 6. 10 plus 6, 16. 8 into 2, 16. So for every value of x, 5x plus 3x equals to 8x will be satisfied. Okay, these type of algebraic expressions which are satisfied for each and every value of x, that is called identity expression. Okay, so we will learn in this chapter, this is the last segment of this chapter, where we will learn the identity expressions of different identity algebraic expressions. Different algebraic expressions that are called identity expressions, because these expressions are actually satisfied for each and every value of x. So first identity expression that we will learn is x plus a into x plus b. So how this result x square plus a plus b into x plus a into b, how this result has come? The result has come in this way, that x plus a into x plus b will give us the result x into x plus b, this first term into the whole term, x into x plus b, plus in the middle plus a into the whole term, a into x plus b. So if you multiply x into x plus b, you will get x square plus bx. If you multiply a into x plus b, you will get ax plus ab. So if you add these two up, you will get x square first term plus ax plus bx. From ax plus bx I can take x common, I can take out x common, so it will be b plus a into x or a plus b into x plus a into b. So x plus a into x plus b will give us the result x square plus a plus b into x plus a into b. Right. So this is the identity number 1. This is the identity number 1, where the identity is x plus a into x plus b, that is equals to x square plus a plus b into x plus a into b. So this is the first algebraic law, you can say, or first algebraic identity that we will have to keep in mind, and these are very useful. These identity expressions are very useful in mathematics. Second identity expression is this, a plus b whole square. So a plus b whole square, I can write a plus b into a plus b. So similarly a into a plus b plus b into a plus b, that will give you the result a square plus ab plus b square. That means a square plus ab plus ab 2ab plus b square. So a square plus 2ab plus b square equals to a plus b whole square. Similarly, if identity 3, we will get a minus b whole square, that will be coming as a square minus 2ab plus b square. Similarly, identity 4, a plus b into a minus b, a plus b into a minus b, if you multiply in this way that like the previous, we will get a square minus b square. Okay, so these identity expressions are very important, and you will have to keep those things in mind, so that you can easily solve different algebraic problems. Okay, a minus b whole square equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square, a plus b whole square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square, a plus b into a minus b equals to a square minus b square, x plus a into x plus b equals to x square plus a plus b into x plus a into b. Okay, so these are different identity expressions. Similarly, identity 5 is given as a plus b whole cube. A plus b whole cube, I can write a plus b into a plus b whole square. A plus b into a plus b whole square will give us a plus b whole cube. So if I multiply in the same way, a into a plus b whole square plus b into a plus b whole square, a into a plus b whole square, I can write a plus b whole square formula we have already got. A plus b whole square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So I have put here. Similarly, here also I have put a square plus 2ab plus b square. So if again we multiply a into the whole term and b into the whole term, we will get the big expression this, and after simplification, a plus b whole cube formula will be coming as a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. Okay, a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. So a plus b whole cube equals to a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. Okay, this is the algebraic formula a plus b whole cube. So each and every formula is very important here. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. Okay, now we will discuss about the identity 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so these identities are very important in solving different algebraic problems. The first one is a minus b whole cube. So a minus b whole cube, we can write it as a minus b 3 times, a minus b into a minus b into a minus b. So a minus b into a minus b whole square, I can write that will give you a minus b whole cube, a minus b into a minus b whole square. So if you multiply like the previous multiplications, a into a minus b whole square minus b into a minus b whole square, a minus b whole square equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square, that we have already learned in the previous identities, minus b into similarly a square minus 2ab plus b square. So if you multiply a into this whole term and minus b into this whole term, you will get this total term that after simplification will give us a cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square minus b cube. So a minus b whole cube has the formula a cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square minus b cube. Similarly, a minus b whole cube can be written as a cube minus b cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square. These two terms I have written simultaneously consecutively. So a minus b whole cube can also be written as a cube minus b cube minus, from these third term and fourth term I have taken minus 3ab common. So if you take minus 3ab common, it will give you a minus 3ab into a minus b, right? So a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b. That is also another formula of a minus b whole cube. So a minus b whole cube has two formula. First one is a cube minus 3 square b plus 3ab square minus b cube, or a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b. Okay. Similarly, identity 8. Identity 8 can be obtained from identity 7 after adding 3ab into a minus b in both sides. Adding 3ab into a minus b in the left side and in the right side, we will get a minus b whole cube plus 3ab into a minus b will give you a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b, that was there, and we are adding extra plus 3ab into a minus b. So these two terms will be cancelled out and it will give you a cube minus b cube. That has come as another expression of a cube minus b cube formula, another expression of in the form of a formula, that is a cube minus b cube. A cube minus b cube equals to a minus b whole cube plus 3ab into a minus b. So here these identities are very important. First of all, a minus b whole cube, that is equals to a cube minus 3 square b plus 3ab square plus 1 minus b cube. A minus b whole cube, a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b. A cube minus b cube, that is equals to a minus b whole cube plus 3ab into a minus b. These are very important formula, and I will suggest all of you to write these formulas, these box formulas, in a separate separate notebook or in separate diary, mentioning the chapter name, chapter exercise, chapter name, importantly chapter name and their formulas, so that you can easily have a look whenever you want to see the formulas at a glance. Okay. Last identity is identity 9, that is the formula a plus b plus c whole square. So a plus b plus c whole square can be written in the style of a plus b plus c into a plus b plus c. So I am multiplying a into whole term plus b into this whole term plus c into this whole term. So if you multiply the entire terms, that will give you this expression, these big expressions. After simplifying these big expressions, you will get a plus b plus c whole square equals to a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ac. This is also an important formula. So on the basis of these identity, that means on the basis of these formulas, you can easily solve different problems. I have already solved the exercise problems. You can check those out, and you can practice those questions. You can expect all these questions. These questions are very important for your next terminal examination. Hope you have understood all the problems. Okay, then accordingly we practice. If you have any problem, you can contact me anytime. Okay.